Say that.
Oh, happy birthday, Jake. What, man?
Yeah, come on. On your feet. Come on, you're only 18.
Get
Join
up.
in.
Yeah, right. Happy birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Grown up now then, Jake. Come on.
Oh, he's still my little baby.
Give us a speech, then.
Jake, what's wrong? Jake, look at me.
Oh, well, can't be because you've been on the sauce there, can it, Sunshine? Not allowed to drink. Mark. Just saying. When I was 18, I could sink 8 pints at a session.
Mark, will you shut up?
I'm commiserating with the poor lad.
Yeah, but what's the point?
Oh, well, you wouldn't know, would you, Nick? You big girl's blouse.
Whatever you say, Dad.
Jake, what's wrong? He's shaking.
I'm okay. I'm just really tired.
Are you sure? I think we ought to take him home.
We'll take you. I'll get the car.
Thanks.
Oh.
Morning.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Not good. Hardly slept a wink. Turning things over and over in my mind, worrying about Bradley Chambers. I phoned the hospital at 6 this morning.
And?
And the charge nurse said he was making good progress under the circumstances.
Well, let's hope for everyone's sake there are no further complications.
I just feel so terrible about it.
Morning, Dr. Thompson. Dr. Carlyle. Morning, Mrs. Ryder.
Well, cheer up. You two look like you've lost £1 and found 2p. Can't upset the patients, can we?
So Meg made a spell. 3 chunks of cheese and a very loud sneeze. Man in the moon, we'll see you soon. You all right, sweetheart? You're not going to be sick or anything? That naughty doctor. Mummy's going to make her very sorry for what she did.
What are you doing?
Well, if I left them in the car, it'd smell like a distillery.
I was going to take them to the bottle bank.
Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Have some coffee. You look like you need it.
Morning, Ben.
Morning.
How was lunch with your dad?
Oh, don't ask. He tried to play Cupid. He wanted to fix me up with a wife.
Oh, dear.
Poor girl. It wasn't her fault. I didn't know where to put myself. No, I'll see you later.
Okay. Dr. Kwame, do you have to bring that filthy thing through here? I thought this was a medical practice, not a bike shed.
Well, maybe we should get all the patients to take their shoes off when they come in as well.
Mrs. Palmer just phoned.
Yes?
About your son, Jake. She's worried about him. It's his kidneys or something. Can we make an emergency visit?
I'll make the visit myself. What time's my first appointment?
9:30. But you're not roted to do house calls today.
I'll sort it, Mrs. Ryder.
Jake, Dr. Kwame's here.
Hello, heard you're not feeling too good.
It's Mum. She worries too much.
No, he's not. He just doesn't want to worry me. I know my own son.
OK, Jake, let's give you the once-over and see who's right.
I mean, you just frightened me, Mac. How did you expect me to react?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I've been struggling. It was, just a binge. I'm back on course.
Yeah, well, how do I know that's true?
You'll just have to trust me, won't you?
Yes, I need a bed in the renal unit urgently. Jake Palmer. That's right. The young lad with Alport syndrome. Well, I suspect his renal failure... is deteriorating. Oh, thanks, Mr. Khatib. I appreciate it. Yes, we've already called the ambulance. It should be on its way. He should be with you very soon. OK. Goodbye.
So it's finally happened.
No, I won't worry. Mr. Khatib is one of the best renal consultants in the business. He knows Jake. He should be in very good hands.
Next.
Dr. Maguire, please.
I take it you haven't got an appointment.
No, but I don't need one.
But you still expect to see one of our senior doctors without one?
No.
As it happens, Dr. Maguire is at home today, and there are no other doctors available, except by appointment or in an emergency. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You don't seem to understand. Dr. Maguire is my brother. And at least I know where I can find him. Oh, and when I get there, the first thing I will do is tell my brother and his wife what an enormous blunder they have made. I cannot imagine how someone as rude and ill-mannered as you ever came to be employed by them. Good morning.
I've packed some things for him. I could always come back and get him more stuff once he's settled in. What do you think he'll need? Maybe I better go and ask him.
No, Alison, try and calm down. The ambulance should be here in a minute.
He's always been such a loving boy. And in return, I've done this to him. I've cursed him with this awful disease.
Well, it's not your fault.
To put him through this.
Alison, tell me something. Did you know you were a carrier of Allport syndrome when you had Jake?
No.
No. So it's a bit crazy to beat yourself up for something that you had no control over.
I can't imagine my life without him. When Rick, my husband, died, Jake was only 11. He was so upset and missing him like hell, but he helped me to get through it. He helped me to survive.
Okay, it sounds like they're here. Look, try to be strong for Jake. Don't let him see how worried you really are. He's through there.
Dr. Kwame got it absolutely right, Jake, I'm afraid. Your kidneys are failing. We always knew it would happen one day.
Great.
It means going on to dialysis fairly soon. You still have some kidney function, but it may diminish quite quickly.
What about a transplant, Mr. Khatib?
Mrs. Palmer, what we all hope is that a donor can be found, and sooner rather than later. But as you know, there are certain complications.
You mean the blood thing?
Precisely. Your blood group BO, we have to find a compatible match. A close relative, a parent or a sibling with the same blood group would be ideal. But of course...
I'd give Jake one of mine if only I could.
Quite.
My father was an only child as well. Oh, Mum. It's okay, really. Like Mr. Khatib says, we all knew it'd happen one day.
I'm sorry.
Fiona! Oh, this is a surprise. I know, I should have phoned, but I was on my way north and I had to come and see the new arrival. Congratulations. Listen, I find Mac. Mac! Mac! Oh, look who's here.
So you unexpected?
Oh, I nearly forgot. The flowers are for you and just a little something for Kieran.
Oh, they're lovely. Thank you, Fiona.
I am.
Oh, you smell like an old ashtray.
And it's lovely to see you too.
It's time you gave up that filthy habit. You a doctor.
Oh, so this is the little fella. Oh, he's beautiful.
Much more handsome than his father. Hello. Hello, Kieran. This is your Auntie Fiona.
Oh, you're so gorgeous. Yes, you are.
Oh, you're very lucky. You must be very proud, both of you. Yes, yes, we are. Aren't we, Mag? Can I hold him?
Yes, of course you can. How's it going?
I know we're supposed to keep a professional distance, but...
Is this the emergency house call?
Jake Palmer. He's got Allport's. Blood group BO. He was 18 yesterday. And as a special birthday treat, he's going into end-stage renal failure.
Poor kid.
Plus he's got no close relatives. So a bookie wouldn't give very good odds on him finding another kidney in the foreseeable future.
Why do some people get dealt such a bum hand?
You asleep, Jake? Hi, Nick. No, my mum's only just gone. I was just thinking about stuff.
I brought you this. Thought you might like to borrow it.
Cool. Thanks, man.
So, how's things? What'd the doc say?
Dialysis. 3 times a week, probably.
Oh, man, that's raw.
I'm supposed to be going to uni next year. And if I'm on dialysis 5 hours a day, 3 times a week, it's really going to balls things up.
Something might turn up, you know, a transplant or whatever.
Bit of a slim chance. Some people stay on dialysis for years. And some people don't make it.
Come on, man, don't go on a downer.
Sorry, man. It's how I feel, and I can't say stuff like that to my mum.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You can't even mention illness to my dad, and as for hospitals, he wouldn't even go and visit my gran, his own mum, when she was... you know.
Great. You really know how to cheer someone up, don't you?
Sorry. Still, you never know with genetics and stuff. They might be able to grow a kidney in a test tube in a year or two's time.
Of course, did you see that?
A flock of pigs flying in close formation over the town.
Sorry, surgery's closed until 4 o'clock.
I was wondering if I could have a word with Dr. Kwame.
Is there a problem with your hearing?
No.
Only I thought perhaps you were deaf. The surgery is closed until 4 o'clock.
Mrs. Palmer? Alison, did you want to see me?
Could you spare me a minute, please?
Yes, of course.
I don't know why I bother.
Take a seat.
Thanks.
I've spoken to Mr. Khatib. How's Jake bearing up?
He's taking it all so well. I wish I had his strength.
Well, that's good. It's important that he keeps his spirit up. We've just got to hope that a kidney donor can be found. Are you sure there's no living relatives on your late husband's side at all? Alison? You're right.
It's a punishment.
What is?
My son is being punished for my sin.
Alison, you've got to stop blaming yourself. You didn't know. It's just such bad luck that his father's an only child.
Rick wasn't his dad.
Sorry?
My husband wasn't his real father.
Presents for all of us, eh? Only your sister would know how much I've always wanted one of these.
I didn't buy you anything. It's mother and baby that do all the hard work. Men have nothing to do with childbirth, do they? They're mere spectators.
Are you staying for lunch, Fiona?
Oh, that's sweet of you, but I must be on my way. Lots to do. By the way, I called at the surgery first on my way here. What on earth possessed you to employ that foul creature on reception?
Oh, no, not you as well.
She's a temp.
You can't keep her, Brendan. She's a monster.
This is no good. I'll have to go in tomorrow with Kieran and sort this Katrina business out. Ellen's enough on her plate.
I think that's a very good idea.
I must say, Brendan, it's a very new man of you, taking time off to help with the baby.
There's a lot about Brendan that'll surprise you, Fiona.
Yes, I know.
Excuse me. Things to do.
It was just a one-night stand. Rick and I had been married for about 6 months. I was only 24. Anyway, we had our first big row. I don't even know what it was about. He went running off back to Mummy. That made me really cross. Anyway, later on I put the electric cooker on and all the lights fused. It was really dark, I didn't know what to do, so I phoned Mark. He and Rick had been at Teachers Training College together. Well, to cut a long story short, Sue, his wife, and baby Nick, they were away for the night, so Mark came over and... Well, it just happened. It was only once, and that was that.
So thanks for coming. And thank you for the presents. Love to Jeff and the boys, yeah?
You always were a terrible liar.
What?
All that in there. Kate was doing her best, but I know when my own brother and his wife are putting on a show for my benefit.
Fiona.
So what's going on?
I've been a bit selfish, that's all.
Hiding your head in the sand, more like. All that talk of retirement. Now reality, huh?
We are fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
For goodness sake.
I did warn you about this. Having a child at your age.
Fiona, it's what we both wanted.
It's what Kate wanted. You're just towing the line. But I don't suppose there's much you can do about it now, is there?
Thank you for your support.
I'm just worried about you, that's all.
Well, don't. We'll be fine.
I hope so, Brandon. I really do. Take care of yourself.
Are you sure Mark's the father and not your husband?
Well, no, I wasn't at first, but when Jake was born and we discovered he had Allport syndrome, Rick and I had to be tested to see who the carrier was. Well, it was me, of course. Then there was this blood thing. Well, Dr. Grendon, she was a very nice woman. She took me to one side and explained that if Jake was blood group BO, then he had to have inherited that from one of his parents too.
Yes, that's right.
Well, she showed me the results of my blood test and I was group AO. And then she left Rick's on the table and she left the room. When she was gone, I had a look. He was blood group AA.
And then you knew for sure?
I knew she'd done it deliberately, so I wouldn't get embarrassed.
If Mark is the right blood group, which he has to be, then...
It's no good, though. I never told him. I never told anybody. If I say anything now, what'll Jake think? He thought Rick was his dad. He loved him. Rick was his dad. If Mark and Sue find out, it'll blow their marriage to smithereens. Sue's been so supportive to me since Rick died. I've betrayed her. I've betrayed everybody. And now Mark's the only person that can save Jake. What am I going to do?
What if you went to see Mark in confidence? Got him on his own. Explained it all to him. He could volunteer as a family friend. It'd just be a coincidence if they match. No one else needs to know the full truth.
You're right. I've got to do it for Jake's sake.
Alison, you've just missed Sue. She's gone down to the supermarket.
Yeah, I know. I saw her go. Could I come in, please?
Yeah, of course.
Mrs. Ryder? Can I have a quick word?
Well, you'd better be quick, Doctor. I've got shopping to do.
People come through that door into this reception because they need our help. And the first person that they see is you. The very least they are due from you is sympathy and respect. Now, if I ever hear you speak to any of our patients in the way that you spoke to Mrs. Palmer, I personally will write to the agency that employs you and recommend they never, ever offer you another job. Do I make myself clear? Good.
Why didn't you say anything before?
Because I thought it better for everyone if I didn't.
Are you sure about all this?
Mark, it's quite simple. Jake could not have inherited his blood group from Rick. And since you're the only other man I slept with, you have to be his father.
But we only did it the once.
It only takes once.
Have you told anyone else?
Dr. Kwame knows.
Oh. Alison! You've got no right to tell anyone I'm the father of your son.
I have every right. Don't you understand? Jake is very ill. At best, he could be hooked up to a machine for half his life, and at worst, he could die. He's your flesh and blood.
I can't. I just can't. There has to be another way.
There is no other way! You're the only one that can save our son.
No. No, I can't hear anymore, no. You're gonna have to go. Please, just leave me alone.
Thanks, Nick. Poor Jakey. Nick's already been up to see him. We ought to go too.
No, you go on your own. You know I don't like hospitals.
Oh, come on, Mark.
He's practically family.
I said no.
Honestly, I've never known anyone as paranoid about illness as your father.
You know, one of the great things about teaching is the gardening. We get our holidays all at the right times.
Yeah, great. If you're fit and healthy.
Yes, we're lucky. We're a healthy family.
Are we?
Look at that. Rust. Have to do something with that.
Jake's not so lucky though, is he?
You know you helped me plant this bush. You must have been about 5 years old. You used to love helping me in the garden. You'd wear little red wellies.
Probably got to spend 3 days a week on a machine to stay alive.
Blast.
You shouldn't waste that stuff, Dad. It's quite rare.
You do understand that even though your family is registered here, that I can't discuss anything to do with your father with you?
Yeah, but...
No. No buts. People's medical records are private and confidential.
Okay, but we both know that my dad is Jake's dad too.
I can't comment on that.
Well, he is.
If you say so.
So, if my dad is the same blood group as Jake, then he can be a donor, right?
In principle, yes. But I can't talk about another patient with you, and that's final. Anyway, no one could be forced to be a donor.
But if the blood thing's fine, then Jake deserves to get what he's owed.
Well, maybe you should talk to your dad.
Yeah, maybe I should. But I can see my medical history, yeah?
Oh, sure. I've not got a problem with that. What would you like to know?
Is this for real?
He has the same blood group. We have to do a tissue match, of course, but it's looking good. Providing that he's strong and healthy, then there's no reason why not. Isn't that right, Mr. Khatib?
Absolutely.
I can't believe you're doing this for me, man.
I trusted you with my CD player, didn't I?
Nick, I don't know what to say.
He's my best mate, isn't he? You could say we're more like brothers.
Oi, I'd like to speak to Dr. Maguire, please.
Well, you can't. Sorry. He's on leave.
OK, then. Dr. Thompson.
And Dr. Thompson hasn't the time to see anyone without an appointment.
Well, she better make time, because if she doesn't, I'll have to tell everybody here how my 4-year-old nearly died because one of your doctors couldn't be asked to make an house call.
It's Miss Chambers, isn't it?
Too damn right it is.
If you'd like to come through, I'd be happy to talk to you. Please do sit down. How is Bradley now?
He's recovering. No, thanks to that disaster you call a doctor.
Dr. Carlyle is a very well qualified and experienced medical practitioner.
You people make me sick. She nearly killed my little boy. She's careless, incompetent and dangerous. And people like her shouldn't be allowed to practice medicine, especially not on children.
Miss Chambers, I know you're angry and I understand why. I've got 2 children of my own. But Bradley's going to be all right. Now, that doesn't excuse what happened, but Dr. Carlyle is very sorry and I'm...
Sorry? Sorry? What does sorry mean? Oh, I'm so sorry. I nearly killed your little boy, but I won't do it again. Promise. Well, I'm going to make sure she doesn't do it again.
If you want to make a complaint, we have a procedure within the surgery that would enable you to have your say in front of Dr. Carlyle and the partners.
You just don't get it, do you? You middle-class professionals are all the same. One into trouble and you all close ranks, watch each other's backs. Well, I've taken advice on this, and I'm going to take it as high as it will go. I'm going to go back to be with Bradley now. But you can tell your Dr. Jude Carlyle from me that if I get my way, she won't be a doctor for much longer, because I'm going to have her struck off